After getting 2 evaluations, Drew Brees will have surgery to repair the thumb on his right passing hand this afternoon in Los Angeles with Dr. Stephen Shin. The New Orleans Saints quarterback said he won't know the timetable for his return until surgery is complete. League sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Monday that the surgery could sideline Brees for about 6 weeks. It's unclear if the Saints will consider placing Brees on IR, which would require him to miss at least 8 weeks. Saints did re-sign J.T. Barrett to the practice squad. That was confirmed by New Orleans on Monday. Here's Fletcher Mackel talking about a text between Drew Brees and Ed Werder, who's a reporter for ESPN.
Ed Werder with ESPN broke the news about Brees' surgery today, and he also texted with Drew Brees. Brees wrote the following message to Ed Werder. I'm confident in the surgery that will take place and will dedicate myself to the rehab process to get back as quickly as I can. As for the man performing the procedure, Dr. Stephen Shin has also operated on NBA star Chris Paul and Major League Baseball MVP Mike Trout. Werder says that no exact timetable can be given until Dr. Shin completes his operation.
That's Fletcher Mackel from WDSU down in New Orleans.
Werder is Brees' boy. Always has been. That's why the Brees information always comes from Werder. I'm interested to see. Like, we get so used to Drew Brees doing superhuman things. When he fully commits himself to this rehab, does he speed up that timetable? Is it a full 6 weeks? Does it go all the way to 8 weeks? A lot of unknowns right now. Perhaps after surgery, we'll have a more concrete timetable.
Saints remaining on the West Coast after their 27-9 loss to L.A. last Sunday. They'll hold their first practice today at the University of Washington as they prepare for the Seahawks coming up Sunday afternoon. Several roster moves, as we said. They signed J.T. Barrett back to their practice squad. Wide receiver Keith Kirkwood has been placed on IR. They released backup defensive tackle Taylor Stallworth and released defensive back Terrell Williams from their practice squad. Other NFL news, good call here for T-Bob. Rookie Daniel Jones has been named the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. Eli Manning's run as the Giants starting quarterback appears to be over after almost 15 years under center for the G-Men.
Yeah, shout out to our guy James Moran, New York native covering LSU. Big Giants fan. We've been talking about, man, like why, we talked about it preseason. Why even really start Eli this year? I guess they just wanted to know that they were going to be bad, even though we all knew they were going to be bad. Maybe they thought that at Tampa's like a great first start, because I agree that's a little less intimidating maybe than the Cowboys or some of the other teams that the Giants faced so far. But, yeah, kind of an ignominious end to the Eli era, but maybe a little exciting now for Giants, because if you're going to suck, like at least you want a future guy that you can kind of lock in on and get excited about when he does good things.
Booger McFarland, 9 minutes from now, talking NFL. LSU football, a thin defensive line was thinner on Tuesday evening's media viewing as starting nose tackle Tyler Shelving was missing and reserve was not going through practice drills, while true freshman Apu Ika was dressed out, but he stood off to the sideline and rested during practice. Starting cornerback Christian Fulton and true freshman running back Tyrion Davis-Price missed practice on Tuesday. They were not seen at Monday's media viewing. Also, here's Ed Ogeron talking a little bit about getting on the road this weekend in conference play.
We're looking forward to getting on the road. We're looking forward to fixing ourselves this week. There's a lot of things to fix. There's a lot of things to be positive. I'm very pleased with the play of Joe Burrow. Joe made throws out there that you just go wild, and you turn back the film time and time again. So how did he do that? But tremendous athlete, tremendous touch, tremendous will to win. Very pleased with the way Steve Ensminger and Joe Brady is calling our offense. Obviously, lights out right now on offense, throwing the football. We got to get better running the football. We got to get better up front on defense and stopping the run and playing out gaps. And we look forward to this week.
Joe Burrow became the first player in LSU history to have 400 yards of total offense in back-to-back games. He posted 403 versus Northwestern State and had 479 versus Texas. Here's Derek Mason, Commodore head coach, talking about the challenge Burrow brings in.
We don't play LSU often. So, like, the reality is, man, we don't see them every year. But, based on, off-season scouting, to where we are today. We had a chance to see some of it like in the spring game, but it's a different team, all the way around. Joey Burrow is obviously the ringmaster. He's leading that attack, and he's got weapons, as LSU has always had weapons. all the way around, receivers, running backs, tight ends. But I think for him, and he's done a really good job when you look at the numbers, over his last, 3 games of being decisive. And his footwork truly reminds you of Drew Brees.
I mean, that was the
Mace
number one.
Feeling comfortable with Joey.
That's like, yeah, right, exactly, huh? I don't know if you recruit him or what, but he seems to really like him. Also invoking the name of Drew Brees unprompted, something that we just can't help ourselves with when you look at this offense and the Saints offense and the inspiration behind it. Something else that we discussed on the Hold That podcast yesterday, Brody was saying, he was talking to Burrow, and Burrow believes that the main reason why his accuracy has improved so much is because of his footwork. And so Derek Mason, spot on there. And he's going to have to hope that he's spot on and that they use this bye week well, because right now Vanderbilt is dead last in the SEC in pass defense. And they are going against the group that is averaging over 50 more passing yards than any other team in the SEC.
Go get those numbers, Joey. Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame announced Tuesday that Nick Saban, who won LSU's first national championship since 1958, back in the 2003 season, and set the Tigers up for the next one in 2007, will be one of 8 inductees into the 2020 Hall of Fame class on Saturday, June 27th up in Natchitoches. Saban barely made the criteria cutoff to be eligible for the Sports Hall of Fame, which states that a coach or athlete must be active for at least 5 seasons on the college level. Saban coached at LSU for 5 seasons from 2000 to 2004. Mindless here. This is easy. Saban deserves to be, and we'll tell you more why coming up on OTB.